Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're all having an incredible day. Before we dive into today's topic, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Today, we're talking about Roman Reigns, one of the most polarizing and iconic figures in WWE history, who has been absent from the spotlight for some time now. His last appearance was on the Raw following WrestleMania 41, where he suffered a vicious attack at the hands of Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. This moment marked a significant shift, as Rollins aligned himself with Paul Heyman at WrestleMania, with Breaker joining their faction on Raw. The fallout has left fans buzzing with speculation about the return of the original Tribal Chief, OTC, and whether he might retire his current persona to revive an older character, setting the stage for a dramatic new chapter in his storied career. Roman Reigns, as the Tribal Chief, has cemented himself as a generational talent. His run as the head of the table has been nothing short of legendary, with a Universal Championship reign spanning an astonishing 1,316 days. During this time, he defeated a who's who of wrestling icons, including Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre. This era, which began in the summer of 2020 after his shocking return at SummerSlam, saw Reigns transform into a colder, more calculating, and psychologically intimidating figure. Aligning with Paul Heyman, he declared himself the Tribal Chief, a persona that revitalized his career and made him the centerpiece of WWE storytelling. The Bloodline saga, built around this character, has dominated programming for nearly 5 years, creating some of the most compelling moments in modern wrestling history. However, all dynasties eventually face their end, and for Reigns, that moment came at WrestleMania 41, when Cody Rhodes pinned him clean in the main event of Night 2, ending his historic title reign. Since that heartbreaking loss, Reigns has been absent from WWE television, and neither the company nor Heyman has provided concrete updates on his return. This silence has fueled rampant speculation about what's next for the OTC. Currently, Reigns is embroiled in a heated feud with Seth Rollins, his former Shield stablemate, who has wasted no opportunity to take verbal shots at him. Rollins, now a heel aligned with Heyman and Breaker, has even claimed that the 40-year-old star is past his prime. The latest episode of SmackDown saw Rollins and his faction mock Reigns further by performing the Shield's iconic ring entrance sequence, a deliberate jab at their shared history. This act of provocation has led fans and analysts to anticipate Reigns' return at the Money in the Bank 2025 Premium Live event, where he could cost Rollins a chance at capturing the briefcase, laying the groundwork for a blockbuster showdown at SummerSlam 2025. The ongoing teases involving the Shield have sparked rumors that Reigns might retire his Tribal Chief character and bring back his Shield persona. During their last singles encounter, Rollins played mind games by entering to the Shield's theme song and wielding a chair, a tactic he repeated at WrestleMania 40, which ultimately contributed to Reigns losing his title. Fans are now speculating that Reigns could turn the tables at SummerSlam 2025, emerging in the Shield's tactical gear and theme music to outwit Rollins and end their years-long rivalry. Such a move would be a nostalgic nod to Reigns' early career while providing a fresh twist to his character arc. However, it's important to note that this scenario remains speculative, with no official confirmation from WWE. Adding to the intrigue, commentator Hugo Savanovic recently shared his thoughts on Reigns' rumored $15 million salary during an interview with Lucha Libre Online. Savanovic expressed skepticism about Reigns leaving WWE but suggested that the company, now under TKO's leadership, might renegotiate his contract, potentially reducing his earnings. While Savanovic believes Reigns will remain with the Stamford-based promotion, he hinted that the days of Reigns commanding a massive payday could be numbered. This commentary has only intensified discussions about Reigns' future and whether his legendary run as the Tribal Chief is nearing its conclusion. As speculation grows, there's a palpable sense that Reigns may be on the verge of a seismic character shift ahead of SummerSlam 2025. With his absence stretching for months, insiders and fans alike are questioning whether his return will mark the end of the Tribal Chief era and the resurgence of the Roman Reigns who dominated WWE's main event scene in the 2010s. Rumors suggest that Reigns could announce his retirement from the Tribal Chief role as early as July, re-emerging as a reimagined version of his big dog persona. If these reports hold true, this transformation could be one of the most emotionally charged reinventions in WWE history, signaling a dramatic pivot in the Bloodline saga that has defined the company's narrative for years. Reigns' evolution into the Tribal Chief began in 2020, following his return at SummerSlam after a brief hiatus. Aligning with Heyman and adopting the head of the table moniker, he crafted a persona that was methodical, intimidating, and deeply psychological. This shift captivated audiences, revitalized his career, and established him as the leader of the most dominant faction in modern WWE. His Universal Championship reign became a historic milestone, showcasing his ability to overcome top-tier opponents and solidifying his status as one of the all-time greats. However, the loss to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 marked a turning point, leaving Reigns' future uncertain and opening the door to speculation about what comes next. According to sources close to WWE, the company is considering using SummerSlam 2025 as the stage for Reigns' monumental return, but not as the Tribal Chief. Instead, there are whispers that he may appear to declare the end of his Tribal Chief era and reintroduce himself as the Big Dog. This wouldn't be a mere gimmick tweak but a full retirement of the Tribal Chief mantle, designed to honor its legacy while allowing Reigns to reconnect with the resilient, blue-collar character that first resonated with fans. One proposed scenario involves Reigns making a surprise appearance to confront Solo Sikoa and the new Bloodline, potentially saving a member like Jey Uso or Jacob Fatu from a post-match assault. Another, more symbolic idea would see Reigns return with a stripped-down look, short hair, no lay, no Heyman by his side, declaring, "I am Roman Reigns. No tribes, no thrones, just fight." Such a moment would be a powerful statement of reinvention, emphasizing his desire to move forward as a lone warrior. Retiring the Tribal Chief persona would be a bold and risky move. The character has defined an entire era of WWE storytelling and elevated Reigns into the conversation of wrestling's greatest icons. Stepping away from it would require careful execution to respect its impact while paving the way for new narratives. WWE has precedent for such transformations, with legends like The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and John Cena successfully reinventing themselves to stay relevant in the company's evolving landscape. For Reigns, this shift could be a strategic effort to refresh his character as he navigates the later stages of his in-ring career. At 40, with growing family commitments and emerging Hollywood opportunities, Reigns may be seeking a final run that focuses on personal redemption rather than tribal dominance. The potential impact on the Bloodline saga adds another layer of intrigue. Since Reigns' defeat, Solo Sikoa has emerged as the faction's new leader, recruiting Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga to form a darker, more ruthless version of the group. Subtle hints suggest that this new bloodline may be moving away from Reigns' legacy, potentially erasing his influence. A returning Reigns could enter this conflict as a fallen leader, unwilling to let his family's legacy be twisted. Rather than seeking to reclaim power or titles, he could fight to restore his dignity, setting the stage for compelling matches. A mentor versus heir showdown with Sikoa, a redemption-driven clash with Jacob Fatu, or a reunion with the Usos against Sikoa's faction could anchor the Bloodline storyline for months. Fan reactions to these possibilities are already generating buzz online. Some argue that the Tribal Chief should remain Reigns' final character, preserving its legacy as his defining contribution to wrestling. Others are excited about the prospect of a Reigns unburdened by godlike expectations, a version who can simply fight and inspire. Social media polls show enthusiasm for Reigns reviving his "Believe That" catchphrase or modernizing his old entrance music. WWE's merchandising team is reportedly exploring new Big Dog-themed designs for SummerSlam, though it's unclear whether this reflects concrete plans or speculative hype. Whether or not this transformation occurs at SummerSlam 2025, the signs point to a significant evolution for Reigns. His career has been marked by strategic reinventions, often timed with major events like SummerSlam. In 2014, he broke out as a single star at the event after the Shield's dissolution. In 2020, he debuted the Tribal Chief persona at SummerSlam. Could 2025 be the next pivotal chapter? If so, it might signal not just the end of the Tribal Chief but a return to the man behind the myth, a fighter defined by resilience rather than dominance. The broader question of Reigns' legacy also looms large. He may not need another championship to cement his status, but he might seek to reclaim something more personal, his humanity. The Tribal Chief was built to rule, but the Big Dog was built to endure, to fight against the odds, and to never surrender. Retiring the Tribal Chief wouldn't be a retreat but a declaration that true greatness doesn't require a crown, it rises through perseverance. In a wrestling world where characters are often trapped by their own success, Reigns could be preparing to break free, stepping into the ring without a faction, a throne, or a table to lead. Just a man, a fight, and a legacy that continues to evolve. As we await SummerSlam 2025, the anticipation for Reigns' return is palpable. Whether he emerges as the Big Dog or continues as the Tribal Chief, One thing is certain, Roman Reigns remains the biggest draw in WWE, a star whose every move shapes the industry. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive, and please subscribe for more updates on this unfolding saga. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Will Reigns retire the Tribal Chief, or is this just the beginning of his next chapter? Until next time, take care and stay tuned.